To call my partner to the front to come in the Protea Primary Partnership. So myself and Mabel will just chat you through what we've been up to for the year. Over to you, Mabel.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mabel Valentine, principal of Protea Primary. I started at Protea Primary in 1984. And I'm still at the same school. I'm looking forward. In 2 years' time, I will say goodbye. But we had a partnership, and until then, we'll have to run this race together. Protea Primary opened its doors for the Bonteheuwel community in 1964. Stan Lombard was the first principal of the school at that time. When I started at Protea Primary, straight from college, we had 3 classes of each grade. And today there's only 1 class of each grade. Because we were just an Afrikaans school, and everybody in Bonteheuwel wants to speak English. So they would rather go to the neighboring school because there they speak English. Even though they can't speak English, they want to speak English. And so when I started at Protea Primary, I said, now well, then we're going to start with grade R, teaching English. Our challenges at our school are vandalism, gangsterism, and the pending closure. Since 2012, we don't know where we stand, but we are moving forward, irrespectively of government want to close us down. We're moving forward. So, because there are 14 schools in Bonteheuwel, our numbers dropped, and that is why they wanted to close us down, because of the dwindling numbers, they say. We called, actually the school psychologist told us about Yes for School, and then all of the educators, they took part in this breathing exercise. So we had to learn to breathe. And they were going to do it with the learners this year, but there was some hiccup, so we didn't start with the learners, but the teachers do the breathing exercise with the learners. So that is how we tried to boost the spirit of our learners. And then at the end of the year, Zavarian took the teachers on end of term. So, yeah. And he brought his boss with him. He also, when the beginning of the year, we had breaking-ins, and we swam in for the first day of school, and I was so disappointed, and I said, yo, was it klein water nie? And now the whole corridor is full of water, and I've said to the foreman, just switch off. Go outside and switch off the main tap. Because we can't afford to waste water like this. And then Zavarian, he supplied each classroom with bottles of water. He came to our rescue. Thank you, Zavarian. And then he also helped us to fix our computers, because it wasn't working. Because it happened when it was that load shedding, our computers crashed. So we couldn't use our computers, but we can use it now. We need the department to come and put on some programs for our learners. So next time we will be really up and going with our computers. Yes. What did I get from this program? The financial support from Old Mutual and the 3 workshops that I attended. The one workshop that stood out for me was the time to think. Really, as an educator, I'm a full-time grade 2 teacher. So after 2 o'clock, I go to the office and do some office work. And thank you for my excellent secretary, Lindsay, that sy is my regte en my linker hand. There's no deputy, only a HOD, so he's also full-time in a class, so that's a big challenge for us. And we have a combined class with 62 learners, 63 learners, grade 6 and grade 5. If there's any sponsors that can sponsor us as a teacher, you can contact me. Right, so we've got 5 more minutes. What I've learned from the time to think is really to listen, and I don't have to give an advice. I can listen and just be there for support. And as an educator, I need, as John has said, to create a thinking environment in my grade 2 class. Right, I don't think I'll give over for him for the last 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Mabel. I think something that I need to just highlight, to be a full-time teacher and to run a school. I don't know how she can handle that, because that is, I think, one of the biggest challenges that faces the school. But besides that, the under-resourced, and the prevalence of the gangsterism. Since the beginning of the quarter, every weekend, every time they come back, something happened at school. So you see, I think the challenge that presented the leadership at the school, and this is something that myself and Mabel was debating, how do we rope in the CPF or the community, that the community start taking care of the school and all that. And I think she shared that after she attended the community workshop. So my benefits as a business leader, it gave me a snapshot of the realness of what is happening in the communities, because sometimes we sit in boardrooms and we sit and make executive decisions, but we don't actually go and walk the floor to understand what is happening. And that gave me and it's just a stone throw away from our head office. So that is something that I'm very appreciative to Mabel and the team for opening and allowing me to come in. And also what I learned is that sometimes from Mabel, sometimes you need to go slow to go fast. You can't run and be everything to everybody. You must slow the pace, and I think that is just something that I took from this partnership. Sometimes Mabel would just sit and listen to me, and I'm rumbling all my stuff off, and she said, you must take it easy, look after you know, that type of stuff. And that's the stuff that showed me that she's very endearing and caring. And I think that leadership philosophy also comes through how she interact with her team. Something that I definitely felt that I am taking away is the flawless consulting. That 2 days, I think, made me to take stock of my personal life and my career, to understand, maybe let's take a pause, stop the clock, and reflect hard. Where you going, Saverian? Is this where you want to end off? And I must commend Dr. Louise van Rijn for the way and the manner in which she presented it. I think it was very thought-provoking. And what I did after that, I actually invited the team of PFP to come and present to the Provincial Management Board. That's where all the leaders of the 12 different business units sits. And it was quite interesting how they responded on that day, the questions they asked and the interest. But I think Salvan can tell you a bit more about that later on. So that is something that I took back and could apply it immediately, and also just to understand the ecosystem that exists within the partnerships and collaboration, and how we share one another's value. Okay, and then that is it is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, and that is something that myself and Mabel felt we need to include. And then the last slide, it's not moving, but that's the thank you slide that I want to give over to Mabel, just to say thank you.
Then we want to say thank you to Paul, our leader, and to Old Mutual, Partners for Possibilities, and the department for being there for each one of us. We want to thank each stakeholder for what we have gone through and for enriching us as a principal and as business partner. Thank you very much.